Hi, my name is Karina and welcome to the Karina Chronicles. Today I'm doing my own Zodiac Sign Book Tag for the Zodiac Sign Capricorn. So I've been doing this tag since March last year, so we're almost through the whole year. I'm already feeling sad that it's going to end pretty soon. But we're not yet done. So for you who don't know, I am doing this Zodiac Sign Book Tag where I have 10 prompts relating to the constellations and I just come up with prompts for every specific one. So like the gems, the colors, internet just says that they are related to this constellation. To this zodiac sign as well. I don't really believe in those things, but I do really find them interesting and they make for interesting prompts. So I give you 10 book recommendations and I hope you're going to enjoy yourself. There are quite some books on here that I don't recommend really often, so I'm happy again with my selection and quickly going through them now. So the first prompt is always something that reminds me immediately of Capricorn, so on the cover or in the title. And a Capricorn is presumably an ibex. I've never heard that word before. I love it. I think it's a very cute word. And I now like this animal, but I don't have any book with that on the cover. I do think there should be one that I own maybe even, but I really couldn't think of one. But something that reminds me kind of it, like this one, is Shadow and Bone by Lee Bardugo. This is the first part in the whole Grishaverse that she created. There already are 3 series in that universe. And they say you need to read this one to get the universe and then you can read all series. I didn't think this one was that good, but I can understand that this creates a beautiful world that you're really excited to read more about, and that this was more like a startup novel. So I would recommend it because you can dive into a new world and have a lot of books in different series to get to. I like that because it is a little bit intimidating if you have like 17 books in the same series, and this is like the same universe, but the series are short and you can like get through them pretty quickly. Most people actually like Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom, which is a duology, like the second duology in here, the second series. They like that series the most. It's the only one I didn't get to yet, so I need to do that. Second book is about some character traits. The character traits for Capricorn are, according to Google, hardworking, straightforward and stubborn. And the only character that I really could think of was Hermione Granger from Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, but also from Harry Potter, the whole series. I'm kind of cheating because usually I recommend books to you that I have actually reviewed on Goodreads and stuff, so you can look back my review. And although I definitely read this book like a million of times and I watched the movie a million of times, I haven't written a review yet because I haven't read it since that I am on Goodreads. I am going to read this soon. I was planning so anyway, and someone said it's their favorite book ever, so I am reading it again. Would recommend. Don't really support the author, but well, up to you what you think about that. Then we're going to a book of an author that actually is a Capricorn. Honorable mention for Tolkien, but I haven't read a book by Tolkien yet. I know, that's really bad. So the author that we're going with is Laini Taylor, and she wrote Strange the Dreamer, which is, I love this cover. It is a fantasy, which is, I don't really think I should say that much about it. It's just very magical and really something you can forget yourself in. It is more forgettable than I thought. That is not the reason that I'm not telling that much about it, but it's very plot driven and you will just follow what will happen. Well, plot driven is not actually the right word, because actually it's more character driven because it's about the characters and that's why the plot is not that important. But I mean, everything I tell about the plot is kind of a spoiler. So it's just a nice fantasy in a dreamy world and a very cute main character. So if you're into that, you should read this, and I should read the sequel. Then we have a book with the color for Capricorn, which is grey, so a grey cover, and that gave me the opportunity to recommend to you A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms by George R.R. Martin. This is a short story collection about Dunk and Egg, two, well, knights, well, one knight and his square. And the stories are very cute. It's definitely not as harsh and brutal as the whole Song of Ice and Fire universe. Although it takes place there, it is a lot more accessible for everyone. There are just some cute stories and also illustrations in here, and it's just a really nice addition. There should follow more stories about them, but well, George R.R. Martin promises a lot of books that still need to be published, and I wish he had an internal life so he could give them all to us, but if he is prioritizing, please don't prioritize Duncan and Egg, although I really do like them. And then the gem of Capricorn is Garnet. I never heard of that one. Garnet. I don't know. But I do own a book that has the color of this gem, and that is October Koning by Pamela Sharon, which is a YA thriller mystery that really made me think of Squid Game. It is in Dutch, so unfortunately for you who don't talk Dutch, but it's really good. I gave it 5 stars, really didn't expect it. Of course I shouldn't tell that much because it's a mystery. And it should stay a mystery if you want to read this. So for the 5th book, I actually cannot show it to you because apparently I lent this book to my mother, I think. I didn't write it down, which never happens. So I hope I will ever get this book back, but I think it will be fine. But that book is Wormijn by Marieke Heijman, which I'm recommending for the prompt Earth, like element of Capricorn being Earth. Because wormijn, well, worms are always in the earth, and actually it also really is a story talking about biology in some way. It is more like there's this main character and they don't really know who they are, and also not in which box they would fit that society wants them to be in. And this person is going to try to find out about themselves by saving a plant. A plant that is like almost extinct, and she's going to bring it to a place there where it will survive and will be able to be itself, which is of course the metaphor. And it is harsh literature, I would say, like hard because difficult language, dry language, a lot of connections to other classics literature, but I really liked it. But a lot of people around me that I recommended the book don't really like it, but I did. I actually really liked the book. And then recommending a book for the season we're in, which is winter. It's really wintry. The book that I'm recommending is The Bear and the Nightingale by Catherine Arden. This is a Russian fairy tale retelling. It's kind of dark, but a lot of beautiful world building and a lot of magic in here. It is some dry language as well. It will take you some time to get through it, but beautiful book. Need to read the sequels as well, again. And then a book that I recommend due to the playlist of the Astro Poets. They wrote a book and they have a playlist in there for every zodiac sign. I'll put it on the screen, and I just recommend a book that I connected to one of the song titles. And this time it is The Human Voice, and the book I want to recommend that it made me think of is The Invisible Life by Eddie LaRue. because she can talk whatever she wants, Eddie LaRue, but with her human voice she doesn't reach anyone because she made a pact with the devil in which no one can remember her. So words don't mean anything because they are forgetting her. This is a beautiful book. A beautiful book about what makes life worth living, and a little bit of a fantasy touch in there. I really, really like this book. It made me think that V. Schwab might be my favorite author again. I mean, I only read A Darker Shade of Magic, which I adored, and then I read Gallant, which I didn't really like that much. And then I was like, where am I with this author? But The Invisible Life of Eddie LaRue made me think that I actually do love her work. Just Gallant was kind of a little bit of a miss for me. And then I'm always recommending a book of a friend or family member that they say is their favorite book of all time, and they are like the Current Zodiac Sign. So for Capricorn, I asked my aunt, who actually watched a lot of my videos, which I really liked, so thank you, what her favorite book of all time was, and she found it a hard question. She already thought about it because she heard me ask this question so many times. But she came with the book Marijntje Gijsens Jeugd by A.M. de Jong. Which is, well, A.M. de Jong is a very, very famous Dutch author. But despite that, there are not that many books of him that are still widely available. Like, there are a lot of street names after them. And there are a lot of, quotes or books about his literature. But his literature is not really easy to get to. So this book actually wasn't available at our bookstore anyway, but Amazon still had it. So I bought a copy, but I don't know if I will ever get it because it already said like delivery time forever. So I'm really curious if I will ever see this book. She read like one copy where the whole series was in. I bought the first part in the series because I first want to know how it is. It is a book from the beginning of 1900s, so quite old. She also said that it was important for her at that time. She read it when she was starting with studying. I'm done studying, but I'm still kind of that age, so maybe it really touches me as well. I'm really curious. And then the last book that I recommend to you is always like a bonus prompt. I want to recommend more science fiction or things taking place in space. And the science fiction short story collection is The Fifth Science by Exurbia. Exurbia is a YouTuber and wrote books. I do recommend this because short story collections with science fiction stories are just one of my favorite things. And I am excited that there are existing more. And I'm excited that I read this. They were not that great though. So if you are planning on reading more science fiction, like short stories is the way to go in my opinion. Like read Night Flyers by George R. R. Martin or The 10th of December by George Saunders. Saunders is his name, right? Yes, Saunders. Or this one. Because maybe it does fit you, and this one is a lot more science fiction also in space than, for example, The 10th of December. So I would recommend it, but not wholeheartedly. And that was actually it. I really hope you liked this video. If you did so, please leave a like. And if you subscribe to my channel and click the notification bell, you will be notified whenever I post a new video. I hope you'll have a lovely day filled with books, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye! By the way, what do you think of my new intro with the beautiful illustration that was made for me? I really, really like it, and I hope you do too.